Hello my dear students, welcome to this session. We have started in last session chapter 7 structural organization in animals, and we are discussing about different type of tissues. We have completed with epithelial tissue, and today we are going to start with next type of animal tissue, that is connective tissue. The name is indicating us it connects something with some other, and connective tissues are most abundant and widely distributed, which are found in the organism's body. In all the connective tissues except blood, because blood is also one type of connective tissue, but except blood, the cells they secrete fibers of structural proteins, which is known as collagen or elastin. So collagen fibers or elastin fibers, they are secreted by the cells itself. The function of fiber is to provide strength, elasticity and flexibility to the tissues. These cells also secrete modified polysaccharides, which accumulate between cells and fibers and act as a matrix, which is also known as a ground substance. The main function of connective tissue is linking and supporting other tissues or organs of the body. Some of the examples they are given here. They include cartilage, bone, adipose as well as blood, as I have said to you earlier. And if we describe the connective tissue, they are classified into three different types. They are loose connective tissue, dense connective tissue and specialized type of connective tissue. So here I have shown you how to write down point wise. Here we are describing connective tissue in general, and the classification of three types right now we have done. It is loose connective tissue, dense connective tissue and specialized type of connective tissue. Let us talk about them. Now let's see how the individual connective tissues they are defined. First of all, we'll talk about loose connective tissue. It has cells and fibers which are loosely arranged and in a semi-fluid ground matrix. Remember students, ground matrix, it is the fibrous substance which is secreted by cells itself. Just now we have described. So here the cells and fibers, they are loosely packed. For example, areolar tissue, which is present beneath the skin. This is an important tissue, you have to remember it, and it is given in figure 7.4. We'll see afterwards. Often it serves as a support framework for epithelium. So important lines I have underlined, they are necessary to complete or necessary to note down in your classwork. Then if we see the areolar tissue, the description, it contains few cells, they are known as fibroblast, and these cells produce and secrete fibers, because we have said earlier the cells itself they secrete the fibers. Fibers are of two types, collagen and elastin. Then even other cells are also present like macrophages and mast cell. So in total areolar tissue contains three types of cells, fibroblast, macrophages and mast cell, and out of these three, fibroblast only it secretes the fibers. Next type is adipose tissue. Adipose tissue is another type of loose connective tissue, and it is located mainly beneath the skin, and the specialty is to store fats. So the excess amount of nutrients which are not used immediately, they are actually converted into fatty substance or fats, and these fats they are stored in this adipose type of tissues. So actually it is a modified form of areolar tissue, but here the fat depositions they are in more number. That's why different name is given, that is adipose tissue, and main function is to store fat. So extra food which is stored in the form of fat, it is found here in this tissue. Now let us understand with the help of diagram about these loose connective tissue, areolar and adipose tissue. If you see a diagram, it is concerned with areolar tissue, and here this is the fibroblast, this is the macrophage, and these are the mast cells. All these three different type of cells are found, and two different type of fibers are found. They are collagen fiber and elastin fiber. Collagen fiber are present in bundles. You can see here the bundles of these collagen fibers, they are present, and along with it the loose elastin fibers are randomly present in the network form. So they are singly present. Similarly, if we see the adipose tissue, mainly the fat deposition that is observed. So main function of adipose tissue is to store fat. Now let us see another type of connective tissue, that is dense connective tissue. If we see their structure, location and function, the fibers and fibroblasts are compactly packed. Lastly, we have seen in loose connective tissue they were loosely packed, but here they are compactly packed, and that's why they are known as dense connective tissue. If we see the orientation of fibers, they show a regular or irregular patterns, and they are based on this, they are defined as dense regular connective tissue or dense irregular connective tissue. This I will show you with the help of diagram. In dense regular connective tissue, the collagen fibers are present in rows between many parallel bundles of fibers. The tendons which attach skeletal muscles to bones and ligaments which attach one bone to another are example of this tissue. Dense irregular connective tissues are fibroblasts and many fibers which are mostly made up of collagen fiber, and they are oriented differently, just shown in the figure. I will show you later on. So this diagram that is concerned with dense regular connective tissue. Here you can see that the collagen fibers are present in rows between many parallel bundle of fibers. So these are parallel bundle of fibers. An example we have discussed, tendons and ligaments. They are showing this type of dense regular pattern of the arrangement. Again we will see this description. Here we will focus on dense irregular connective tissue, and it has fibroblast and many fibers. They are oriented differently. They are not in a regular pattern, but actually they are irregularly arranged, and with the help of diagram we come to understand how these fibers they are arranged. Let us see. Okay, so in this figure the collagen fiber that is shown, and these fibers they are randomly arranged, they are irregular, and these cells they are showing the fibroblasts. So fibroblast function is to secrete these fibers. Always these fibroblasts they are helpful in secreting the matrix, but here the matrix that is irregular, and here we have seen that this particular tissue that is present in the skin, and mostly the fibers they are made up of collagen. Now we are going to talk about specialized type of connective tissue. So this is the last type of connective tissue, and it will include cartilage, bones as well as blood. So in this, first of all we will describe cartilage. Here the intercellular material of cartilage is solid and pliable, and it can resist compressions. Actually it is flexible type, it is not that much strong or stout. Here the cells of this tissue, which are known as chondrocytes, they are enclosed in small cavities within the matrix which is secreted by them, and this cavity is known as lacunae. Most of the cartilage in vertebrate embryos are replaced by bones in the adults. Cartilage is present in the tip of nose, outer ear of joints, and between adjacent bones of vertebral columns, as well as limbs, and in hands in adults. So these are some of the locations regarding cartilage. The structure we are going to describe later on. Now let's talk about another specialized connective tissue, that is bone. We are very much familiar with the term bones. They are very strong, and always our elders they say that we require calcium as well as we have to drink milk just to make them strong. So bones have a hard and non-pliable ground substance This is one of the differentiating point between cartilage and bone. So it is rich in calcium salts as well as collagen fibers. Collagen fibers are always strong as compared to elastin fibers, and they give bone its strength. So with the presence of collagen fibers, the bones become stronger and stronger. It is the main tissue which provides structural frame to the body. Bones support and protect softer tissues as well as organs. The bone cells, they are known as osteocytes, and they are present in the spaces which are known as lacunae. If we see the location, they are located in limb bones like legs and hands. Even they serve weight bearing functions. They also interact with skeletal muscles which are attached to them just to bring about the movement. So mainly they are the structural framework, they make the structure of the body, and they are related with the muscles for the movement. Even the bone marrow in some of the bones is the site of main production of blood cells. This is a very important point, and we'll discuss about this later in chapter number 20. Now let us start with the next important specialized type of connective tissue, that is blood. And blood is a fluid connective tissue. This is one of the differentiating point, and it contains plasma, red blood cells, white blood cells and platelets. It is the main circulating fluid which helps in transportation of many substances like the waste products, the nutrients, the gaseous substance. We are going to study more detail later on, and this is a very vast topic, but right now we have to consider only this much. So now with the help of diagram I will show you the different specialized connective tissue. First we will talk about cartilage. So A diagram is of cartilage. Here you can see these collagen fibers and the cartilage cells which are known as chondrocytes. Then B diagram is concerned with bone. They have compact bone tissue, and these bone cells, they are known as osteocytes, and here only the calcium salts deposits are present. Then last diagram is concerned with blood, which is a fluid connective tissue, and here are the components of blood. This is RBC, this is WBC, and these are platelets. So in this way these are the cells. Along with it, plasma is also present. So these diagrams are important to draw in your classwork. Okay, now I have shown you how to write down in your classwork. So point wise, these loose connective tissue, dense connective tissue, and later on specialized type of connective tissue, point wise with examples you have to draw, and those diagrams which I have told you to draw, they are also important. So in this way, remember all the points regarding examples as well as the description, and please note down all these points as first structure, then location, then function, and then example. So in this way, point wise you have to note down. Here I have shown you the detail of bones and cartilage as well as blood. So in them also the name of cells, the functions, their structure and their importance, location. So in the same manner you have to note down all the points, and please do revise daily, note down all the details daily, and take care. Bye bye students.